And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to games number 3 and 4 of the 43rd season of Matsu Miners Baseball. Brandon Monty here alongside Nick Veland at beautiful Herman Brothers Field, where today your three-time defending Alaska Baseball League champion Miners will get set to take on their arch rivals, the Anchorage Bucs.
From Kendall. And if I've still got that wrong, I'll fix it in a minute.
As the first pitch
Bottom line, folks, is
being thrown out here, and joining me, Nick Veland. Nick, what are some of the keys today for the Miners as they take on this tough Bucs squad, as these two teams have been arguably the two best squads in the ABL over the last couple of years?
The pitching's going to be a factor for the Miners, and the hitting as well. As their pitching, they've been giving up some free passes lately, as we mentioned in our little pregame show at 3:30. The pitching needs to get started a little faster, I would say. They can get off the slow starts early on in innings, and not just at the start of the game. It's just whenever the start of the inning happens, their first couple. Yesterday they gave up 3 or 4 innings in a row where the first person at bat was walked, and that's tough to win a ball game when that happens. But they were able to pull that one out yesterday, as well as a couple days ago on opening night. They were leaving some players on in scoring position a little too much, which caused them to give some hits here and there. Could have made that a little more of a ball game on opening night. But last night with Drew Williamson, he was able to definitely the star player in that game, as he was able to knock in some runs and get some hits when they were needed most. But those are some factors that need to be improved on for the Miners if they want to be successful tonight.
6'5" southpaw Kyler Busch is on the mound tonight for your Matsu Miners, the Washington State Cougar, by way of West Haven, Utah, and he'll be throwing to his fellow Washington State teammate Anthony Notero behind the plate. Let's look at our starting lineup for the visiting Anchorage Bucs, managed by Grant Palmer. Isaac Barrera leads things off. He's in center. Chad Castillo is in left. Blake Paw is in right. Cheney Rogers hitting cleanup at first. Victor Cherney bats fifth. He's at catcher. Justin Cook hitting sixth. He's the DH. Braxton Brofin bats seventh. He's at second. Cole Tate batting eighth over at the hot corner at third. And Taishi Nakawaki rounding out the order. He will play short. Lefty on lefty matchup to start the game here as Barrera digs in. First pitch on the way, and a fastball misses upstairs. And we're underway from Herman Brothers Field. First pitch 4:02. Temperature at game time 60 degrees, mostly cloudy skies as the sun tries to peek its way through. 1-0 pitch on the way. And a breaking ball is in there for a called strike one. Count is even now at 1-1. Isaac Barrera 2 for 2 in the Bucs game last night against the Peninsula Oilers as the 1-1 pitch to him. Another fastball misses upstairs. 2-1 the count. Barrera 3 for 8 on the season, 2 RBIs, and a pretty good threat on the base pass as well with 3 stolen bases. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Fastball, and Barrera barely able to foul it off out of play to the left, and the count now 2-2. Tanner Carlson, the Miners' third baseman, playing in on the infield grass. Showing bunt here against the 5'6" Barrera as he takes a grounder towards second. Up with it is Tyler Porter, flips it over to first, and the Miners have their first out of the ball game on a nice putout by Tyler Porter. Let's take a look at the defensive alignment for the Miners. Behind the plate, Anthony Notero, Kyler Busch on the hill. In the infield, Drew Williamson is over at first. Tyler Porter is at second. Derek Lohr gets the start at short, and Tanner Carlson is at third. And then in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Colin Montez, Marcos Castillo patrolling center, and Justin Kirby is out in right field. Another lefty-on-lefty matchup to start the game as the left fielder Chad Castillo digs in. Busch goes into his windup. First pitch swung on, fouled off behind the plate, and the count now 0-1. Kyler Busch making his first appearance of the season for the Cougars. 6'5", 230-pound left-hander by way of West Haven, Utah, and Washington State. Just finished his freshman year. He goes into his windup. The 0-1 pitch, another foul ball, this time out of play to the left side, and Castillo's quickly down in the hole, 0-2. Folks, if you were expecting any team in the ABL to go undefeated this year, sadly that is not going to happen. All teams in the ABL currently deadlocked at 1-1. It's a 5-way tie for first place as the 0-2 pitch to Castillo, a fastball, misses high and away. Busch tried to get him to chase, but instead it's 1-2. The Mat-Su Miners started their season with a loss to the Chinooks on Wednesday night, but bounced back last night here at Herman Brothers Field to defeat the Glacier Pilots 5-3. Here's the 1-2 to Castillo, another grounder towards second. Once again up with it as Porter flips it over to first, and it's 2 up, 2 down for Kyler Busch to start the ball game. 2 ground outs to second.
That's what you love to see out of Kyler Busch early on in this game, getting batters to ground out, get them out as early as possible.
And that's going to bring up a big power threat in Blake Paud. His first 2 games of the season, 3 for 6, 2 round trippers, 6 RBIs, and 2 walks to his credit. Busch gets his sign from the windup. First pitch, fastball just misses outside, and the count now 1-0. The Bucs hitting .319 as a team through 2 games, as they just split a 2-game series with the Oilers, and the 1-0 pitch is lined back up the middle, and that's going to drop in front of Castillo. So Blake Paud stays hot, gets his 4th hit of the season on a line drive to center. So the Bucs have a base runner with 2 down, and that's going to bring up the cleanup man, first baseman Cheney Rogers. Cheney Rogers in 1 game so far on the season, 0 for 4 with a run scored. He was hit by a pitch and 1 strikeout as well. Going to be a lefty-on-lefty matchup here. Busch working out of the stretch. From the belt, kicks and deals. Fastball catches the outside corner for a called strike 1. So far on the year, the Miners pitching staff, 18 hits allowed, 13 runs, all of which have been earned, 16 walks, 14 strikeouts. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Another fastball, another called strike, and Rogers is quickly down in the count 0-2 without picking the bat off his shoulders. Rogers gets his sign from his third base coach, takes a couple of practice hacks. Busch gets his sign from the belt, kicks and deals 0-2, swung on a lofted to left field, and that's going to be a base hit, and it gets by the left fielder Montez. He slipped out in the outfield grass, and that's going to allow both runners to advance 90 feet. So second and third with 2 down. The Bucs threatening here after the first 2 guys of the inning went pretty harmlessly on groundouts to the second baseman. And that'll bring up the 5th hitting catcher, Victor Cherney.
Batting for the Bucs, catcher Victor Cherney.
Cheney Rogers picks up his first hit on the year, a single, and then he's able to advance 90 feet on what will be marked down as an error on Colin Montez. Busch now working from the windup. First pitch fouled off to the right side, out of play. I tell you, Nick, that outfield has been giving a lot of guys trouble so far this year. We've noticed in the first 3 games of the season, a lot of guys are slipping and falling when they're chasing baseballs out there in the outfield grass.
Yeah, it might be just something to get used to. They're coming out of college where their normal home field is a little different.
0-1 pitch is popped up on the infield. Tyler Porter shifts back into the outfield grass, makes the catch, and Busch escapes trouble as the side is retired. The Bucs get 2 hits, but they leave him stranded. Miners coming to bat in the bottom of the first. Score still tied, 0-0.
All right, folks, like I said.
Matsu Miners coming to bat here in the bottom of the first. Game still scoreless as we check out our starting lineup for Tyler LeBrun's Miners. Justin Kirby batting leadoff. He's in right field. Anthony Notero hitting second and catching. Drew Williamson, three-hitter. He's at first. Colin Montez is in left. Tanner Carlson hits fifth. He's at third. Tyler Porter hitting sixth. He's at second. Derek Lohr hitting seventh. He's the shortstop. Josh Bristian hitting eighth at DH. And Marcos Castillo bats ninth. He's in center as the leadoff man, Justin Kirby, takes a called strike one to Bucs hurler Ian Mejia. Mejia working from the windup, 0-1 pitch. Kirby fouls it off behind the plate and out of play. Count goes to 0-2. If a foul ball does damage to your car, visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Mejia goes into his windup. The 0-2 to Kirby is grounded to third. Up with it over is Cole Tate. He flips it over to first in time for out number one. So Kirby retired on 3 pitches as we look at the defensive alignment for the Bucs. Victor Cherney is behind the plate. Cheney Rogers at first. Braxton Brofin is at second. Taishi Nakawaki is at short. Cole Tate is at third. And then in the outfield, Chad Castillo in left, Isaac Barrera in center, and Blake Paugh is in right. That's going to bring up the 2-hitting catcher, Anthony Notero, as he rips the first pitch back up the middle, just out of the reach of Nakawaki into center field for a base hit. So Anthony Notero picks up his 4th hit of the season. He came in second on the Miners in batting average. He's now 4 for 9 on the year, and the Miners have a runner, 1 on, 1 out, and that's going to bring up the Miners' leading hitter coming into today, Drew Williamson. The Alabama Crimson Tide member, 5 for 8 on the year, 3 doubles, 2 RBIs, 1 walk, 2 runs scored. He's been hot here in the ABL to start off. Mejia from the stretch deals. First pitch popped up. And this one will go out to left center field. Up with it is Castillo, makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out for Williamson. And you can see Mejia has good command of the strike zone thus far. He has yet to throw a ball. And these Miners hitters are trying to jump on him early, Nick, as the last 2 batters have both swung on the first pitch. Mejia working from the stretch. At the belt, kicks and deals to the 4th hitting Colin Montez, and he misses one here. Count now 1-0. Ian Mejia making his 2nd appearance of the season for the Bucs, and his only other appearance out of the pen. 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, as he was able to escape the inning unscathed. Righty on lefty matchup as Mejia deals to Montez. A fastball misses upstairs, so the count is now 2-0. Colin Montez, a 6'1", 208-pound sophomore out of Washington State by way of Marysville, Washington. He digs in, takes a couple practice hacks. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Another fastball misses, and we'll see if Montez is taking all the way here. It's 3-0. Ian Mejia comes from the University of Arizona. A 6'3", 185-pound right-hander, just concluded his freshman year as a Wildcat. From the belt, kicks and deals 3-0. Montez taking all the way as he watches a called strike one, but still a hitter's count now, 3-1. The Matsu Miners have 3 Arizona Wildcats in their pitching staff, all of which have received work so far this season. 3-1 on the way to Montez. A fastball misses just low, so the Miners now have 2 runners on with 2 down as Colin Montez draws a walk on 5 pitches.
A common trend this season so far is 2-out rallies. The Miners have been very successful when it comes to that.
We'll see if the Miners can generate a little rally in the valley here in the bottom of the first as Tanner Carlson steps up to the plate. He's 1 for 6 on the season for the Miners thus far with an RBI, 2 walks. He reached base twice on an error in yesterday's contest against the Glacier Pilots. First pitch to him. A fastball misses low and away, ball 1. Carlson coming from Long Beach State University. He's got 1 run scored on the season as well. 2 walks to his credit, hitting out of the 5-hole today and getting his 3rd consecutive start at third base for the Miners so far this season, as Mejia will step off and regroup. As the Miners threatening to make some noise here in the bottom of the first. Mejia from the belt kicks and deals a fastball miss. No, a late called first strike, so the count even now at 1-1. In the first 2 games of the season, the Miners have put up a 2 spot both times. So they have enjoyed striking first early in each of their first 2 contests this year. Mejia checks the runner at second. Runner goes, and it's fouled off as the Miners trying to execute a hit and run there. Instead, the runners will stay put, and the count is now 1-2. Good crowd on tap here today for both squads, as once again for the 3rd straight day there was supposed to be rain, but so far no precipitation, as the 1-2 pitch fouled off as Carlson barely able to get a piece of the breaking ball, and will do it again now, 1-2. Sun trying to peer its way out through the clouds here. Just a breath of wind, about 4 miles an hour to the south. Shouldn't be much of a factor here today. Mejia from the belt in the stretch, checks the runner at second, now deals. Grounded over to second base. Up with it is Brofen, fires over to first in time for out number 3. So the Miners leave him stranded. They leave 2 on. We're through 1 here at Herman Brothers Field. Still no score. Welcome back to Matsu Miners Baseball here on YouTube Live from Herman Brothers Field. This is Brandon Monty, joined by my good colleague Nick Veland, as the Miners and Bucs deadlocked at nothing apiece after 1 inning of play. As the 6, 7, and 8 hitters set to dig in for the Bucs here in the top of the second, as Justin Cook, the designated hitter, leads off. Kyler Busch goes into his windup. First pitch misses away for a ball, 1-0. Justin Cook on the season, 4 for 9 thus far, 3 runs scored, 2 RBIs, and a walk to his credit, as Busch deals 1-0, fouled off behind the plate and out of play, so count even now at 1-1. And a foul ball can do some serious damage to your car, and if it does, visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed by Cook, and he's down in the count now, 1-2. Kyler Busch, the 9th pitcher in the Miners staff to get work thus far this season, as he deals a 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses away, so the count back to even now at 2 apiece. Not too good of a view of the Pioneer Peak Mountain out in left field today. It's a little foggy, a little cloudy out in front of the 6,000-foot mountain, as Cook fouls another one off behind the plate and out of play. So count once again standing at 2-2. Bush gets his sign, nods to his fellow Washington State Cougar Notero. Now the 2-2 pitch, a breaking ball, misses low and away, so we're full 3-2. So far on the season, the Miners a 6.5 ERA as a team as Bush deals 3-2, grounded over to third. Carlson able to scoop it up, throws across his body, across the diamond. That is not an easy play to make, folks, but a fine job by Carlson to retire Cook for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, it took a weird bounce there because it scooted off the grass into the dirt, and once it hit the dirt, it kind of bounced a little to the right as he adjusted perfectly and was able to make the play perfectly.
Yeah, the ball wasn't hit too hard off the bat, but still a tough read to make by Carlson, especially when it scaves the infield grass like it did as Braxton Brofin, the second baseman, digs in as he watches a breaking ball miss low and inside. 1-0 the count. So far on the year, the Miners have made 2 errors. In fact, both their errors have come from the pitchers. So nothing from the field thus far as the 1-0 pitch misses in the dirt. 2-0. The Miners once again going with their camouflage jerseys tonight for the second night in a row with the green trim and yellow lettering and numbers. Bush from the windup, the 2-0 pitch, fastball right there for a called strike one. Anchorage Bucs uniforms resembling that of the Pittsburgh Pirates. They've got the black jerseys with the yellow letters and yellow numbering as the 2-1 offering is on the way. Fouled behind the backstop, out of place, so the count even now, 2-2. Third baseman Cole Tate waiting in the on-deck circle, with Taishi Nakawaki following him in the hole. Even count now, 2-2, nobody on, 1 out. Kyler Bush kicks and fires. Fastball misses high and away, so we're full now, 3-2. 16 walks, 14 strikeouts on the season for the Miners pitching staff, managed by pitching coach Jeff Erlab, as the 3-2 offering is fouled to the backstop, so we'll do it again at a full count, 3-2. Bush gets his sign, gives the nod to Notero. He's got what he likes. Here comes the 3-2 offering once again. And another foul ball as Brofin making him work here. And we noticed that last night. The Glacier Pilots hitters were fouling a lot of pitches off, and today, thus far, the Bucs have been pretty resilient. Bush, again, 3-2 offering on its way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 swinging. So 2 down now in the inning, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Cole Tate.
Finally, these long battles are finally going the Miners' way. Last night, a lot of those long, lengthy battles resulted in a walk, or the batters getting something that they enjoyed to hit, as the majority of the 3-2 pitches were either walks or hits.
Cole Tate homered in last night's matchup against the Oilers. He had 3 RBIs as he watches a first pitch fastball miss inside, ball 1. On the season, Cole Tate has played his first game last night. He walked twice and also scored a run as he swings and misses at a 1-0 fastball on the outside corner for strike 1, so the count even now at 1 apiece. Tate just finishing his sophomore year at the University of Georgia, home of the Bulldogs, a native of Bishop, Georgia, as the 1-1 offering is chopped over to third and just foul as Carlson was ready to make a play on it. Instead, it'll be 1-2 with 2 down now in the Bucs half of the second.
There's a few Bulldogs on this Bucs squad. Looks like they got up here the past couple days as the Bulldogs went far in the College World Series.
1-2 pitch on its way. Fastball misses upstairs 2-2, and that's another thing, Nick, that's affecting a lot of the teams here, if not all the teams in the ABL, is kids still in the College World Series, going far in their respective seasons, as the 2-2 pitch on its way, swung on, popped up, behind the plate, out of play, so we'll do it again, 2-2.
Third consecutive at-bat with 5 or more pitches. Let's see what happens here.
As we mentioned, these Bucs hitters are making Kyler Busch work. He goes into his windup. The 2-2 offering once again misses away, so for the second straight batter, the count runs full, 3-2. Tate digs in, gets his sign from the third base coach. Now Busch deals 3-2, swung on and missed. Strike 3, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 go the Bucs in the top of the second. As we go to the bottom half of inning number 2, Miners coming up to bat, looking to take the lead. Score still tied, 0-0. Just as the Bucs had their 6, 7, and 8 come up in the top of the second, it'll be the 6, 7, 8 for the Miners here in the bottom half of the second frame, as it'll be Tyler Porter, Derek Lohr, and Josh Bristian due up for the Miners, as the left-handed second baseman Porter digs in to face the right-hander Mejia, who kicks in, deals fastball, misses away, 1-0. Tyler Porter on the year, 1 for 3 with a run scored. He's also walked, struck out once, and a sacrifice hit as well, as he swings and fouls one into the catcher's mitt. So the count even now at 1-1. Porter, by way of Long Beach State University, awaits the 1-1 and fouls it off to the left and out of play. So the count now 1-2. Miners hitting 194 as a team entering this game, 13 of 67, as the 1-2 pitch is a breaking ball that misses in the dirt. So we're even now at 2-2. 3 doubles, 7 RBIs, 13 walks, 13 strikeouts on the year for the Miners hitters, as they enter this game 1-1, as do the Anchorage Bucs. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Porter. Thought about it, and umpire says he didn't go, so he's able to check his swing. And the count now full, 3-2. Righty on lefty matchup here to start the bottom of the second, as the 3-2 pitch misses just a bit inside for ball 4. So Tyler Porter drawing walk number 2 on the season, a leadoff free pass for the Miners. And that's going to bring up the shortstop from Coppin State University, Derek Lohr.
Now batting for the Miners, shortstop, Derek Lohr.
Lohr, a native of Bothell, Washington, a 6'1", 200-pound righty. Just finished his sophomore year with the Coppin State Eagles, as he awaits the first pitch, and he fouls it off behind the backstop, out of play. So he's down 0-1. Lohr 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout in last night's game. That's been his only 2 plate appearances of the year, as Mejia throws over towards Porter, trying to keep him honest over there at first. Mejia working from the stretch, ready at the belt, kicks and deals. Fastball just misses outside. Mejia didn't like that call, and it's even now 1-1. Eric Lohr digs in, takes a couple of practice hacks. Mejia checks Porter over at first, who's got about a 3-step lead. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A fastball catches the inside corner for a called strike 2. One and two the count. One on, nobody down here for the Miners in the bottom of the second. Game still scoreless as the 1-2 pitch misses away and low, so the count even now at 2-2. Outfield playing at normal def, the infield in double play def as the middle infielder shifted closer to the bag at second as the 2-2 pitch is popped up. It could be trouble in the short outfield at second, but there to make the running catch is Braxton Brofin for a tough out number 1. That ball was almost placed perfectly down the first base line, but Brofin able to track it down and make a nice running catch. So that's going to bring up the 8-hitting designated hitter, Josh Bristian, a Phoenix, Arizona native, 5'7", 170-pound right-hander, just finished his junior year at Gonzaga University, the home of the Bulldogs. 0 for 3 so far on the season with 2 walks as he watches a first pitch fastball sail upstairs, 1-0. Bristian started in the opening night game against the Chinooks, but got the night off last night. Back in the lineup today, however, he is not in the field. Mejia working from the left side of the rubber. Ready at the belt and throws back over to Porter. Almost got away from the first baseman, Cheney Rogers. So far on the season, the Miners just 1 stolen base in 1 attempt. Mejia again from the left side of the rubber, kicks and deals. And a fastball just misses. Tried to catch the outside corner, but umpire wasn't having it. 2-0. As Mejia will step off here and try to regroup as he's down to Bristian in the count now, 2-0, 1 man on and 1 man out. 1 hit in this one for the Miners, 2 for the Bucs as Mejia deals. This ball is popped up over into right field. Paw is underneath it about 5 steps to his right, makes the catch for the second out of the inning. And that's going to bring us to the number 9 hitter, center fielder Marcos Castillo.
Now batting for the Miners, center fielder Marcos Castillo.
Castillo, one of 2 Coppin State Eagles in the starting lineup today for Tyler LeBrun's Miners. LeBrun in his 3rd game as manager of the Miners. Mejia still working from the left side of the rubber, deals and misses again for the 2nd straight batter with a fastball upstairs on the first pitch. Castillo 1 for 7 on the year thus far with 1 RBI, 1 walk, and a punch-out. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and fouled behind the plate. So the count even now at 1-1. 2 outs. And a runner on first as Tyler Porter inches off first, gets about a 2.5 step lead. Mejia ready at the belt, deals and misses upstairs with a fastball. So 2-1 the count now to Marcos Castillo. Castillo, a native of Round Rock, Texas, 6'1", 180-pound right-hander, just finished his sophomore year at Coppin State, went 0 for 4 with a strikeout in last night's contest against the Glacier Pilots, and he grounds one over and look out in foul territory as he hits it into the Bucs dugout. So 2's on the board here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 1 man on. Porter again gets about a 3-step lead from first. Mejia kicks and deals. A breaking ball fouled off to the left once again. Just skips past third base coach David Dennis. So we'll do it again at 2-2. This is the first of 9 meetings this month between the Miners and the Bucs. As the 2-2 pitch is swung on, grounded to third. Up with it is Cole Tate, throws across the diamond, and Castillo is retired. Miners get 1 base runner, but can't do anything with it. We're through 2 here at Herman Brothers Field. We'll hand it over to Nick Veland for the 3rd inning. Game still scoreless, 0-0.
And welcome everyone back to the top of the 3rd inning. Kyler Busch on the mound, working pretty smoothly through 2 innings.
Batting for the Bucs, shortstop Taishi Nakawake.
As 13, Taishi Nakawaki will step up to the plate. Last night, he was 0 for 3. Able to score a run from a walk he was given as he takes ball 1. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. Inside for ball 2. 2-0. Nakawaki on the season 2 for 8 with 1 RBI, batting .250. And let's see what he can do here with a 2-0 count. And here's the pitch. Swings and drives that out of play for strike 1. Busch set for the 2-1 pitch. Takes his sign. Kicks and deals the 2-1. Swings to shortstop. Throw over to first. In the dirt and out of play. Catcher Anthony Natera has to run that down as an error will put Nadawaki on second. Weird throw there by Derek Lores. That was a couple feet in front of first base as Drew Williamson not able to make the catch off the bounce, sending Anthony Natera, the catcher, running into the outfield to get that ball and throw it over to second to prevent the damage as there's a runner on second now. No outs in the top of the 3rd. Not what you want to see here, Brandon.
No, and already 2 errors on the game for the Miners here, and we're just in the 3rd inning. You remember we talked about you can't give away base runners with walks. Well, your defense can't do that either.
Busch misses outside for ball 1. Nadawaki on second. And here's the pitch. Lined down the third base side, but just foul. The count moves to 1-1. Top of the order for the Bucs now is Isaac Barrera. Will step up to the plate, hoping to see what he can do with the runner in scoring position now. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Runner goes. As that's driven into center field. Not able to make the catch is Castillo as a run will score. And to make things worse, Barrera over at second gets out. What a heads-up play there by catcher Anthony Natera to see that there was no play at the plate. Decides to throw it over to second and get him out. So that will be their first out of the inning. Although the Bucs will score a run, no one is on now, as the Bucs lead it 1-0 here at the top of the 3rd. Chad Castillo now up at the plate for the Bucs, as he now has a 1-0 lead
Batting for the Bucs left fielder,
as he
Jeff
misses
Bass.
that outside for ball 1. Tough run there as Bush was pitching so perfectly. Just an error right there to blemish it as he swings and misses for strike 1. Although it's an unearned run to him, he's still now down in the game 1-0. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swings and drives that out of play down the third base side and into the fans for a little souvenir. If there is a foul ball that goes out of the playing field and does damage to your car, visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. And here's the 1-2 pitch, grounded right back to Bush. Bush will run over to first and soft toss it over to Williamson for out number 2.
Batting for the Bucs right fielder, Blake Paw.
Blake Paw up at the plate for the Bucs. Now he's 1 for 1 on the day with a single in the first inning. Although he stands up again with 2 outs and see what he can do here. Here's the first offering to him. Outside for ball 1. 1-0 is the count. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swings and misses for strike 1. Blake Paw, Scottsdale, Arizona native. Goes to the University of Arizona. A few University of Arizona players up in the Alaska Baseball League this summer between these two teams in general. And here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside for ball 2. Here comes the 2-1 offering to him. Swings and pops it up in the infield. Running over is Williamson. And unable to make the catch as that goes out of play. So Cal moved to 2-2. Paul now has to choke up on his swing. And see what he can do here. As last night he went 0 for 1, but although he went 0 for 1, he had 2 walks as he pops that one up right behind us. And the count remained 2-2. 2's on the board with 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Bucs were able to get one across in this inning as they now lead 1-0. And here comes the 2-2 pitch to Paul. Runs inside and misses as the count will go full. Last inning, all 3 batters had full counts on him, and he was able to work smoothly through that. And here's the payoff pitch. Swings and fouls it right back into the stands. Hopefully everyone's okay, as that was a pretty loud knock we heard, but looks like everyone's good.
It ricocheted off the press box and then went over into the stands. It was a hard hit ball.
And here comes the payoff pitch. Swings and drives it again to the fans as another souvenir will go to a lucky fan today. Count will go full again. This will be the 9th pitch at the at-bat. And here's the pitch. Swings and pops it up in the infield. Williamson calls him off under the ball. Let's see if he makes the catch. He will. And that will do it for the Bucs in the top half of this 3rd inning. So they do score a run on 1 error, 1 hit. And they now lead 1-0, now going in the bottom half of the 3rd. And welcome back here in the bottom half of the third inning. Top of the lineup for the Miners as Justin Kirby, native of Alpharetta, Georgia, goes to Kent State in the fall. And he was a freshman All-American. That's how he's known around Alaska in these first couple of weeks as he takes ball one. Following him is Notero and Williamson. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. Runs inside for ball two. Kirby 0 for 1 on the day with a grounder to third base in the first inning. And here comes the 2-0 pitch. Inside again for ball three. So way ahead in the count is Kirby. Hoping to get some runners on the board and get a little rally in the valley for the Miners. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. In there for strike one. And with this doubleheader, it's not a traditional 9-inning ball game. It's a 7-inning ball game as the 3-1 pitch is fouled out of play on the third base side. So only 4 more innings for the rest of the ball game as the Miners have 5 more opportunities as it's the bottom half of the third to potentially score and tie this ball game up. And here comes the payoff pitch. Outside for ball 4. So Kirby will take first and get things going for the Miners early on this inning.
Now batting for the Miners,
Anthony Notero will step up to the plate, and he's 1 for 1 on the day with a single in the first. Kirby dangerous on the base path, as yesterday we saw him tag up from first with a pop-up in the infield. That was just behind home plate. Notero sets in and takes his first pitch for ball 1. One 0 count. Kirby takes his lead over at first. And here's the pitch. Inside again for ball 2. So back-to-back Miners getting ahead early on the count as catcher Victor Corney will walk out to the mound and try to settle down his pitcher. Talking things over, making sure he's got the signs right just to calm him down as he's had a few consecutive balls here and walking the first batter in the inning as Kirby's over at first and Otero steps back in the plate and we're ready to play some ball again. Mia on the mound gets his sign, agrees, and here's the pitch. Outside for ball 3.
And early on in this game, Mejia was throwing darts. He was all over the strike zone. But now 3 walks for the right-handed starter. Fell behind to Kirby and now down 3-0 to Notero.
Here's a 3-0 pitch. Low for ball 4. So just like that, the Miners are threatening early on in this bottom half of the third inning as 2 consecutive walks to start the inning will put runners on first and second as Anchorage Bucs manager, or excuse me, looks like it's their pitching coach, will come up to the mound just to calm him down, talk things over like his catcher just tried to do, but we'll see what happens.
And you can't ask for much easier 2 base runners than what the Miners have got in this inning. They've barely had to lift their bats off the shoulders. 4 free passes so far on the game and 2 straight to start the inning. The only thing worse than a leadoff walk to start the inning is, well, another walk right after that. So we'll see what they have Drew Williamson doing. It is a bunting situation, but then again, Williamson is the hottest hitter on this team right now. And you got to think that Tyler LeBron is just going to give the big man the green light here to swing for the fences and try to break this thing open.
I was just about to mention that this is not the hitter you want to see for a man lacking confidence of walking 2 straight batters on the pitching mound. So we'll see what happens here. Drew Williamson steps up in the plate. Williamson 2 for 3 yesterday with a run and an RBI. 3 for 5 in the previous game of that. And is currently 0 for 1 on the day. as he pops the first pitch up. Left fielder Chad Castillo will make that catch for out number 1. Surprised to see first pitch swinging there, but Drew Williamson does have some confidence at the plate here in Alaska, so he definitely had meaning behind that, and we'll see what happens now with 1 out as Colin Montez will step up to the plate for the Miners, hoping to get a run across and tie this ball game up. Mia with the pitch inside for ball 1. 1-0's the count. 1 out here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Runners on first and second with Notero on first and Justin Kirby on second. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. Fouled that out of play for strike 1. 1-1's the count. 1 out as the Miners lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Kirby takes his lead at second. Otero takes his lead at first. Mia looks at Kirby at second. Pitches that one inside for ball 2. As the count moves to 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swings and drives that out of play for strike 2. Count moves to 2-2. Two and 2 is the count now with 1 out. And here's the pitch. Swings and pops that one up, but that will be well out of play. And the count will remain 2-2. Pitch runs inside and hits Colin Montez as he'll get a free pass to first, as Ian Mia on the mound will basically walk. The bases loaded now with 1 out as number 8 Tanner Carlson will step up to the plate for the Miners.
And you notice
Carlson yesterday very effective as well. Had a very good game. Went 1 for 2 with 2 walks and an RBI. So he can do some damage here with the bases loaded, only 1 out. And here's the first offering to him. Swings and drives it to third base. It gets underneath his glove as 1 run will score. And it looks like the Miners will take the lead as Notero scores from second. And just like that, the Miners lead 2-1. A routine grounder to third baseman Cole Tate gets right underneath his glove, sending that ball into the outfield, allowing 2 Miners to score. Justin Kirby on third scores easily. Notero hustles from second to score to give the Miners the lead here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. And here's the first offering to number 9 Tyler Porter as he grounds it to pitcher Ian Mia. He'll throw it over to third, and the Cole Tate at third will throw it over to first to try for the double play, but not in time as they're got the lead runner though. As there's now runners on first and second, and 2 outs. Derek Lohr steps up to the plate. First pitch swinging, pops it up. Victor Corney behind the plate will make the catch. So as Ian Meehan will walk, the bases loaded, and the Miners take advantage as Tyler Porter will send a drive into left field with help from the third baseman with the error to give the Miners the lead 2-1, and we'll have that fourth inning action for you coming up next. Welcome here in the top of the fourth inning. Pitching change for the Miners as number 27, Jack White, will toe the rubber as he has the 2-1 lead for the Miners. In his other game for the Miners, he went 1 innings pitch. As first pitch swinging, drives that to right field. Going back is Kirby, and that will be gone. So a first pitch home run for the Bucs to give them the lead. That was 20 Channy Rogers out of Ringgold, Georgia, delivering a drive to deep right field, and Kirby took 2 steps back and realized that was long gone, as the Bucs will tie it up now 2-2, and the Miners did not have a lead for that long there, as I took 1 pitch to send that one to right field. 2-2 is the score now, as Jack White will miss outside for ball 1. And here comes the 1-0 offering. Swings and drives that to third baseman Tyler Carson, and he'll throw it over to Drew Williamson at first for out number 1. So for the most part, a little short-term memory loss there for Jack White as he gets his pitches in there and gets the first out of the inning after giving up that home run there. White with the pitch in the dirt for ball 1. As Justin Cook steps up to the plate for the Buccaneers. 0 for 1 on the day with a grounder to third base as White misses again for ball 2. Here's the 2-0 pitch in the dirt again for ball 3. Count goes to 3-0 as the Bucs are now tied with the Miners 2-2 here in the top of the 4th inning. 3 balls, no strikes, and 1 out, and here's the pitch. Outside again for ball 4. So Cook is on first, given the free pass as Brandon Broen will step up for the Bucs here now with a runner on first and 1 out. Here's the pitch. Low for ball 1. So 5 straight balls for White here. Braxton Broen will look for the 1-0 pitch in the dirt again for ball 2.
We might need a mound visit here for the Miners. Notero or one of the coaches might just need to settle White down here, get him to regroup. And as you can see right on cue, pitching coach Jeff Erlab is going to pay him a visit.
Yeah, after that home run, he was very calm and collected despite giving up that home run, but and attacked him, got the ground out, and now 6 straight balls, just lacking a little confidence right now. But that ball was crushed by Channing Rogers. And it doesn't get much more of a pitcher's ballpark than this does. 390 to straightaway center, 322 to left, and 322 to right, with the wall being a good 15 to 20 feet high. So there's no chance for a robbery. And the wood bats make it a little harder for these college players to knock it out of here. As here comes the 2-0 pitch to Broen. Low again for ball 3. No action in the Myers bullpen. So we'll see how long they will let White pitch here with the 3-0 count. Here's the 3-0 pitch. In there for strike 1. Count moves to 3-1 now. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Cook takes his lead at first. White gets his sign. And here's a 3-1 pitch. Swings and just stays fair. The throw to second, the throw to first will be in time for the 5-4-3 double play. As Cole Tate, that ball barely stayed fair as Cole Tate makes the ground out. Throw to second to Tyler Porter, and he'll throw over to Drew Williamson at first for the double play to get them out of that jam. And Jack White is definitely thanking Tyler Carlson in the dugout, as that'll do it for the Bucs, although they get a run in here in the top of the 4th with that solo home run by Channing Rogers. But that's all they got going for them, as the score is now tied 2-2, and we'll have that 4th inning action for you in just a moment. And here we are in the bottom half of the 4th inning. 8-9-1 hitters for the Miners, as Josh Briston will step up to the plate. Designated hitter today. Briston in the game last Wednesday went 0 for 3, although he was successful to get on base 2 times with 2 walks, as he takes strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Drives into the outfield as the Miners get going early with a runner on first, and Josh Briston will the solid line drive in between first and second baseman Channing Rogers and Braxton Broen, as he'll take first easily. Marcos Castillo up for the Miners now. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out to third baseman Cole Tate. And looks to bunt, pulls it away safely. The throw over to first for the pickoff attempt, not in time.
And they're going to say that he wasn't able to pull back the bunt attempt, so instead it'll be strike one. They tried a little hit and run there, bunt and run, I should say.
Good heads up by Josh Brishin to be able to get up back in time, as that was well outside for ball one. Probably a little pitch out there to see if he was going that time and making him not successful with the bunt, but he was able to pull it back, and Brishin over at first was not going, so everything was all good. And here's the 1-1 pitch. Bunted, foul for strike two. So the count moves to 1-2. Brishin still over at first. And Ian Mia on the mound for the Bucs still. 2-2 ball game going in the bottom half of the fourth inning. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. Drive down the right field side. Looks like it won't stay fair as that goes out of play. And the count remains 1-2. Mia gets his sign. Likes what he sees, and here's the 1-2 pitch. Popped up to shortstop Tashi Nakamaki, and he'll make the catch for out number one. Bringing up Justin Kirby, as he got things started off last inning with that leadoff walk. And we'll see what he can get going for the Miners now with the runner on first and one out. Here comes the first offering to Kirby. First pitch swinging, pops it up. Catcher Victor Corney able to make the catch behind home plate for out number two. So Kirby's first pitch swinging for out number two. As Anthony Notaro will step up for the Miners, hoping to get a little two-out rally here to hopefully give the Miners the lead.
You can see these Miners hitters are pretty frustrated right now. They're getting a lot of good pitches to hit, but a lot of pop-ups in this game, a lot of groundouts, just not quite hitting the sweet spot of the bat.
As first offering to Notaro was able to make contact, but foul out of play for strike one. Notaro's 1 for 1 on the day with a walk last inning that later scored the leading run at the time, now the tying run, as a throw over to first not in time, as Brishin was able to get back safely. And then in the first inning with a single, he was later left on base there. As a throw over to first again, not in time. Just making sure he's not going anywhere. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. Runner goes. Swings and drives it right back to the pitcher. Not able to make the catch. The throw over to first, though, will be in time for out number three. So a line drive goes right back to the pitcher. Pitcher looked at first like he made that catch, but it falls right out of his glove. Fast reacting there by the pitcher, as that was most likely going to go right up the middle. Makes the catch, but then it falls out of his glove as he's able to regroup there, as Notaro was not down that far the first base line. He was able to throw over to first for out number three. Good headed up play there by Ian Mia on the mound. And we'll have that top of the fifth action for you coming up shortly. Here we are in the top of the 5th inning. Bucs and Miners deadlocked at 2-2. Here in the top of the 5th is number 7, Cole Tate. Will step up to the mound for the Bucs. Here in the top of the 5th, Cole Tate, Bishop, Georgia native, sophomore at the University of Georgia. And here's the 1-0 pitch outside for ball 2. In the game yesterday, he went 1 for 3 with a home run that drove in 3 RBIs. And his on-base plus slugging percentage is a 1.933 as he watches strike 1 go by. That was his first game, so all the University of Georgia members of their team got the start, so I'm assuming that they caught the plane up to Alaska a couple days ago and got settled in, and that was their first game ready to go, as they went pretty far in the College World Series, as we mentioned earlier, as the count goes to 3-1. And here comes a 3-1 pitch, swings and drives it right back to us for strike 2 with the foul ball. Count goes full now. And here's the full count pitch to him. Swings and drives that out of play again, and the count will remain full. And here comes the payoff pitch. Inside for ball 4, as Cole Tate will take first. Looks like some action is now getting warmed up in the bullpen of the Miners. First offering to Taishi Nakawaki in there for strike 1. Nakawaki, Torrance, California native. Goes to El Camino Community College as he swings and misses for strike 2. 0-2 is the count. Tate over at first gets his lead. Nakawaki settles in. And here's the 0-2 pitch to him. Checks his swing, but does not go with the curveball in the dirt for ball 1. One and 2 is the count. No outs here in the top of the 5th. Tate takes his lead at first, and here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swings and drives that to left field. Running is Montez, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Good hustle there by Montez to sprint over, get under that ball, and make the catch for out number 1. As number 1, Isaac Barrera, will be up to bat for the Miners. Barrera yesterday went 2 for 2 with 2 runs and 2 walks. As that ball gets in the dirt, and the throw over to second not in time, and that was skewed into the outfield, but not far enough to advance him to third, as number 7, Cole Tate, will steal second with that wild pitch. So Tate now in scoring position, looking to give the Bucs the lead here in the top of the 5th, and as we mentioned before, it's only a 7-inning game, so that could do some damage and potentially be the winning run here, as that pitch to Barrera goes outside for ball 2. Tate short lead at second. White looks back and pitches. In there for strike 1. 2-1's the count. 1 out here in the top of the 5th with the runner on second. Miners and Bucs tied 2-2. Miners bullpen is getting loose with what appears to be a right-hander as Barrera pops it up to left field. Montez runs over, but not in time as that goes foul. In play, but foul. Two and two's the count now. Here's the 2-2 offering to Barrera. Outside for ball 3. Count will go full now. 3-2-1 on the board with 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Here in the top of the 5th. Here comes the payoff pitch. Swings and drives that to left field. Montez under it will make the catch for out number 2, as he is the man for the first 2 outs of this inning, as there are now 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
The Bucs left fielder Chad Castillo.
As Chad Castillo will appear for the Bucs now with the man on second, still threatening to do some damage. Montez 0 for 2 on the, Castillo is 0 for 2 on the day, as first offering to him in the dirt for ball 1. First inning, he was out on a ground out to second baseman, throws it over to first for that out. In the 3rd inning, grounded it right back to the pitcher for an out. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. Drives it into center field. That will get down. They're waving him around third to throw to the plate. Will not be in time as the Bucs will take the lead with a RBI knock by Castillo to give the Bucs the lead 3-2 now in the top of the 5th. Solid contact there by Castillo. Drives it straight into center field. No hesitation to send him from second, as the Bucs will take the lead now 3-2 here on the top of the 5th. Castillo takes his lead over at first, and here's the pitch to him. Outside for ball 1. Castillo with the lead at first. Pretty short lead. And in there for strike 1. One and one's the count now. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th as the Bucs get the game-leading run across in this inning, as that pitch is outside for ball 2. As it's starting to rain now here at Harmon Brothers Field. The sun is still shining. Pioneers Peak to the left of us is completely hitting with clouds. There's some potential rainfall in that area. But the whole left side of this field past the trees is a complete blur with clouds and rain. So we don't know if that's incoming or outgoing as the count moves to 3-1. Inside for ball 4. So now they'll have runners on first and second. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th as the rain is a light drizzle now. It could be a factor moving on in this ball game. As number 21, Chaney Rogers, is up at the plate for the Bucs, and not the man you want to see if you are White on the mound.
And Rogers is the first batter that White faced in this game. He hit that homer back in the 4th, and Rogers 2 for 2 on the day out of the cleanup spot for the Bucs, as pitching coach Jeff Erlab heads back out to the mound, maybe trying to buy some time for his bullpen. As you mentioned, there is a right-hander getting loose for the Miners, and we'll see what they decide to do.
As White's first pitch was to Rogers, as that was right over the plate for him to crush into right field. So Rogers is already has one victory over White in this ball game. Let's see what happens in the second battle between the two as the rain picks up a little bit more. And here's the first pitch to him. Swings and drives that to center field. Will stay in the ballpark, as Castillo says he has it, and he does, and that will be out number 3 on the inning. So that'll do it for the Bucs, although they get a run across that's costly to the Miners, as they now lead 3-2 going into the bottom of the 5th, and we'll have that action for you coming up next. So here we are in the bottom half of the 5th. Pitching change for the Bucs here, although he's not on any official roster, so we cannot give you a name at this time, as the Bucs lead 3-2. Swings and misses for strike 1, as Drew Williamson is up at the plate for the Miners. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. Checks his swing, but it doesn't matter because that's in there for strike 2. Williamson with 2 pop-ups on the day. Here's the 0-2 pitch. In there for strike 3. Got him looking on the inside part of the plate for out number 1.
Now batting for the Miners, left fielder Colin Montez.
Colin Montez will step up to the plate for the Miners, as he was walked in the first and hit by a pitch in the third. As his on-base percentage today is a 1.0. Hoping to get on base here again and spark some things for the Miners in the bottom half of the fifth. And here's the pitch. Checks his swing and misses for ball one. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. Inside for ball two. As Montez will watch that one go by. Montez out of Washington State. Native of Marysville, Washington, as he watches ball three go by. This is his first game as a minor. And is still looking for his first hit as a minor. As the count goes to 3-0. As that will be in there for strike one. 3-1's the count. One out here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. And here's a 3-1 pitch to him outside for ball four. So in his 3 at-bats today, he'll walk, hit by pitch, and now another walk. As he gets things going for the Miners here in the bottom of the fifth. Number 8, Tanner Carlson will step up for the Miners.
Tanner Carlson.
As today, he's 0 for 1, although he was able to reach base and get 2 RBIs with the grounder to the third baseman that got underneath his glove and scored the 2 Miners runs today. As first pitch to him in there for strike one. And then he grounded out in the first inning. Here comes the 0-1 offering to him. As the pitcher kicks and deals. And is in there for strike two. As soon as we know who this pitcher is, we'll deliver that to you, but we looked over at the Buccaneers broadcaster, and he had no clue who he was as well, and he's not on any official roster, so it's a little weird occurrence as the dribbler to second baseman, the flip to shortstop, and the throw over to first in time for the 4-6-3 double play, and that will do it for the Miners here in the bottom of the fifth. Bucs still lead 3-2, and we'll have that action for you coming up in the top of the sixth.
Here in the top of the sixth with you, Brandon Monty back on the air as the Miners trail the Bucs 3-2 as Jack White's first pitch to Cherney is hit out to left center field, but Colin Montez drifting to his left makes the catch. One pitch, one out to start the sixth for the New Mexico Lobo Jack White, who's in his third inning of relief. Normally, Tyler LeBrun switches his pitchers on an inning-to-inning basis. We noticed in the first two games, he wasn't afraid to go deep into his bullpen. They threw 5 pitchers in each of the first 2 contests, but he's going to stick with White here, as coming up is the DH, Justin Cook. From the stretch, White kicks and deals. Fastball just misses on the outside corner. Notero tried to frame it, but no dice, says the home plate umpire. Cook 0 for 1 on the day, grounded out to third his first time up, and then reached base on a free pass his last time around. Here's the 1-0 pitch, misses inside this time, and it's 2-0.
As you mentioned before, the bullpen with Tyler LeBron, it's a doubleheader day too, so he might be playing a little conservative, so he can last the next 7 innings.
2-0 pitch is low and inside. The count now 3-0. White working from the stretch. Off the left side of the rubber, kicks and deals, and the 3-0 is in there, catching the inside corner for a called strike one. White gets the sign from Notero. He's got what he likes. Here's a 3-1. It's a breaking ball that misses low, ball 4. So second batter of the inning reaches base on a free pass. So 1 on, 1 out, with the Bucs leading at 3-2. 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error in this game for the Anchorage Bucs. 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for the Miners. No action currently going on in the Miners bullpen, as LeBron's going to stick with White for the time being, as the first pitch to Braxton Rofin, the second baseman, misses low, 1-0. A steady rain beginning to fall here at Herman Brothers Field, despite the sun peering through the clouds. White checks the runner at first and deals, and it gets away from Notero as it bounces in the dirt. So Justin Cook is going to advance to second base on the passed ball. So the Bucs now with a runner in scoring position with 1 down, a 2-0 count to the 7th inning. Braxton Rofin, Cole Tate on deck, Taishi Nakawaki waiting in the hole, as the 7-8-9 looking to do damage here for the Bucs. White checks the runner at second and deals. Fastball in there for a called strike one on the inside corner at the belt. This is the second appearance of the year for Jack White. Went 1 inning in his first game. The 2-1 offering. Fastball misses inside. Hitters count now 3-1. In that inning, White did strike out 2. The right-hander from Albuquerque, New Mexico, a 6'4" redshirt freshman, a New Mexico Lobo. 3-1 pitch is on its way, and it's in there inside at the knees. Good placement by White, so the count full now, 3-2. Outfield is at normal depth. Tanner Carlson hugging the third base line.
He forgot his jersey, that's why.
But he's still not.
White from the left side of the rubber. The 3-2 pitch is hit out to right field. Kirby drifting about 5 steps to his left, makes the catch, and the runner at second will not tag. He stays put. So an easy fly ball there. So runner at second, 2 down now in the top of the 6th, and that'll bring up the 8-hitting third baseman, Cole Tate.
Didn't you say 27?
24.
But yeah, I don't have a 24 on here.
Did you have a 27?
Yeah, but it's a different player.
Well, he's supposed to be 24.
And that name isn't
Apologies, folks. We had to pause for some technical difficulties as it's a 1-1 count to Cole Tate here. Runner on second. 2 men down, 3-2. Bucs leading here in the top of the 6th. White deals from the stretch. Line drive just foul down the third base line out of the reach of Tanner Carlson. So Tate now down in the count 1-2. White leans in and gets his sign from his catcher, Anthony Notero. Gives him the nod. He's got what he likes. Working from the left side of the rubber at the belt. Checks the runner at second. Deals 1-2. And again, Tate out in front of it as he fouls it off to the left side over towards the Bucs bullpen. So we'll do it again at 1-2. As mentioned, this is the first of 9 meetings in the month of June between the Miners and the Bucs. After today's doubleheader, the Miners will travel to Anchorage next week on Wednesday to take on the Bucs, and then on Thursday, another doubleheader starting at 6 p.m. in Anchorage. And then the teams will meet up on Sunday, June 16th, as the 1-2 pitch is lined to center but should be playable for Castillo. Drifts over to his left, makes the catch, and the side is retired. Bucs get a base runner but can't do anything with it. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Miners still trailing 3-2. 6, 7, 8 coming up here for the Miners in the bottom of the 6th as Tyler Porter set to lead off for the Miners as they trail the Anchorage Bucs 3-2 as the first pitch to Porter is a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike 1. Game 1 of the year between the Bucs and the Miners in what has been a pretty big rivalry over these past couple of ABL seasons as Porter takes a hack at another fastball and misses for strike 2, so he's down now in an 0-2 hole. Last year in the first meeting between these teams, there was a bench clearing brawl between the squads, so obviously a lot of tension as both these teams have been gunning for ABL titles the past 2 years as Porter is set down on 3 straight pitches to begin the bottom half of inning number 6. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, Derek Lohr.
Now batting for the Miners, shortstop, Derek Lohr.
Lohr 0 for 2 on the day. He's popped out to second and then popped out to the catcher in front of the backstop as he watches strike 1 go by, a fastball low and at the knees. Inside and at the knees is Miners have not been able to figure this pitcher out here out of the pen. He's working from the right side of the rubber. Ready at the belt. Delivers from the stretch, and it's a called strike 2. 5 consecutive strikes to start the bottom of the 6th. He's got that fastball working, locating it very well. Lohr ready after a couple practice hacks. He's ready for the 0-2. Fastball misses low and inside, almost gets Lohr on the foot, so instead it's 1-2. He's got the sign that he likes. Working from the stretch, he's ready. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. A breaking ball misses in the dirt, so the count back to even now at 2-2. Both teams looking for their second win of the season, both starting the year 1-1. Bucs just split a 2-game set with the Oilers. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball just misses outside, so 3-2 the count now as Lohr has run it full. Reminder that today we do have a doubleheader and that both games will only go for 7 innings rather than the usual 9 as Lohr hacks at the 3-2 pitch and sends it to right field. Underneath it, his paw makes the catch right on the foul line for out number 2. So the Miners running out of chances here late as the DH Josh Bristian from Gonzaga University checks in. Bristian on the day, 1 for 2. He flew out to right back in inning number 2 and then singled in the 4th. One of just 2 hits on the day for the Miners. Bristian ready from the left side of the dish. The first pitch to him is a fastball at the knees for a called strike 1. The Miners went 6-5 against the Anchorage Bucs last year and then swept them 2-0. In the top of the World Series as the 0-1 pitch to Bristian runs high and inside, so the count even now 1-1. Third baseman Cole Tate playing just about a step back from the infield grass. Shortstop Nakawaki playing shortly into the outfield grass a little deep as the 1-1 pitch, a fastball called strike 2. Bristian down in the count now 1-2 with 2 down. The center fielder, Isaac Barrera, playing a shade to his left as he's covering more of the right center field gap. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Fastball just misses as the Bucs thought they had him, but instead it's now 2-2 with 2 down. Bristian gets the sign from his first base coach, Jeff Erlab. He's ready. The 2-2 offering. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and the side is retired. Miners go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 6th. We head to the 7th and final inning of Game 1 of this doubleheader. The Bucs leading the Matsu Miners 3-2. New pitcher on for the Miners here in the top half of inning number 7 as Evan Floyd now in the ball game for your Miners. Some background on Floyd, number 22, a native of Pensacola, Florida, 6'1", 220-pound right-hander by way of St. Louis University, home of the Billikens, as the first pitch to the ninth hitting shortstop Taishi Nakawaki misses for ball 1. Floyd has appeared in one game on the year. He appeared back on opening day, Wednesday, against the Chinooks. He went 1 2/3 as the 1-0 pitch to Nakawaki misses just a bit low, says the home plate umpire, so it's 2-0. In that outing, Floyd gave up 6 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 walks, and 1 punch-out. ERA 32.39 as he throws a strike to Nakawaki on the inside corner with a fastball, so 2-1 the count. Floyd, working from the stretch, ready at the belt, gets his sign and delivers. Fly ball hit out to center field. Castillo takes a couple steps back and corrals it for the first out of the inning.
Now batting for the Bucs, center fielder Isaac Barrera.
And that's going to bring up the speedy center fielder Isaac Barrera. Barrera, one of just 2 Bucs entering the game that swiped a bag in the first 2 games of the season. A 5'6", 160-pound outfielder, just finished his sophomore year as a Gonzaga Bulldog. Floyd working from the left side of the rubber, kicks and throws a first pitch strike to Barrera. Barrera 1 for 3 on the day as he digs into the right side of the batter's box and awaits the 0-1 pitch. Just misses with a changeup outside, so the count even now 1-1 as Floyd adjusts the mound a bit. 3 runs, 5 hits on the day for the Bucs. 2 runs, 3 hits for the Miners as a line drive to second, but corralled by Tyler Porter. Bad placement there for Barrera. Hard hit ball, but Porter took about 3 steps to his right, made the catch, and that's the second out of the inning. So that's going to bring up the number 2 hitter, left fielder Chad Castillo. Like Barrera, he enters this 4th at-bat 1 for 3 on the day, 2 groundouts and a single in the 5th. Floyd from the left side of the rubber delivers, grounder over to the first base side, foul. So Castillo down 0-1 to start the at-bat. Good crowd on tap here today for both teams to watch this rivalry game between the 2 teams of last year's top of the World Series, as Floyd's 0-1 is a breaking ball that misses inside, 1-1. It was a little bit of rain for about 15 or 20 minutes over the last few innings, but it looks like that's passed through as the 1-1 pitch is lined to center field. Castillo underneath it, makes the catch, and the side is retired. Evan Floyd sets the Bucs down 1-2-3 in the top of the 7th, but Tyler LeBrun's squad has just one last shot to tie it up. Bottom of the 7th, coming up for the Miners. They trail 3-2. Bottom of the 7th, the last inning here of this game 1 of a doubleheader between the Bucs and the Miners, as the Anchorage Bucs lead the Mat-Su Miners 3-2 as the 9-1-2 due up for the Miners here as Marcos Castillo, the 9th hitting center fielder, is set to dig in. He's 0 for 2 on the day, a ground out to third in the second, and he popped out to short back in the 4th inning. Colton Rendon, the pitcher for the Bucs, kicks and deals. First pitch misses away, 1-0. Rendon, in his 3rd inning of work here for the Bucs, has held the Miners in check out of the pen.
It's been very effective these last 3 innings.
Rendon's 1-0 pitch is another changeup that misses low and inside, 2-0. Castillo still looking for that first hit of the day, as Rendon from the belt winds, delivers. Here's a well-hit ball to center. Running in is Barrera. He makes the catch, and Castillo is set down for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring us back to the top of the order with reigning All-American and MAC Freshman of the Year, Justin Kirby, set to dig in. On the day, Kirby 0 for 2, grounded out to third back in the first, walked in the third, and popped out to the catcher in foul territory in front of the backstop back in the 4th. As Colton Rendon, not too many blemishes in his outing thus far today, as the Miners look to get something going in the 7th. As the first pitch to Kirby misses low for a ball, 1-0. Rendon gets his sign. He's got what he likes from the stretch, kicks and deals. Here's a swing and a pop-up. It's on the infield. In the middle of the infield, calling off is the second baseman. Brofin makes the catch, and the Miners are down to their final out here in the bottom of the 7th, as they are in danger of dropping their first contest of the year to the Bucs. As Anthony Notero digs in, he's 1 for 2 on the day, singled back in the first, walked in the third, and then grounded out to the pitcher in inning number 4. Rendon ready, fires to Notero. It's a breaking ball that misses just a little low. Rendon didn't like that call, but regardless, it's 1-0. Notero taking a couple of practice hacks. Rendon's got the sign that he wants. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Fastball right at the knees for strike 1. 1-1 count here, as the Miners are going to need a little rally in the valley here to keep their hopes alive in this ball game. 1-1 offering on its way to Notero. Line drive up the middle, and that could be the start of it there. A base hit to center. The second of the day for Anthony Notero, and the Miners have life here in the 7th and final inning, as that's going to bring up the third hitting first baseman, Drew Williamson. He's struggled so far today. He's flown out twice and then struck out on 3 pitches back in the 5th, but he's got a prime opportunity to pick up RBI number 3 and tie or give the Miners the win here. Runner on first. Miners down to their last out. Righty on lefty matchup here. Rendon working out of the stretch from the right side of the rubber. He delivers. First pitch is a fastball that catches the outside corner, called strike 1. Williamson, 5 of 11 on the season thus far with 3 doubles. Rendon has got the sign that he wants. The 0-1 delivery. Ground ball gets through the first base hole. It's into right field, and 2 straight base hits for the Miners. So the tying run is in scoring position, and the winning run is at first. And that's going to bring up the cleanup hitter, left fielder Colin Montes.
And he has not been able to get an opportunity to hit all day. His other 3 at-bats. 2 walks and a hit by pitch, so he's eager to get one here.
As Nick said, in all 3 plate appearances today, Colin Montez has reached base, but he does not have an at-bat yet on the day. He's been walked twice, and he was plunked back in the 3rd. 2 men on, 2 men out. Here in the bottom of the 7th in game 1 of this doubleheader. First pitch to Montez nearly gets him on the leg. First pitch. But a 1-0 count. Rendon cruised through the 5th and the 6th. Got the first 2 guys in the 7th. But he could be in some trouble now. We'll see what happens as 2 consecutive base hits here for the Miners. And Colin Montez at the dish. The 1-0. Fouled off, and this one's going to get out of play. It'll be a souvenir on the third base side, so the count even now at 1 apiece. Montez digs in with an open stance on the right side of the batter's box. Righty on lefty matchup here. The 1-1 to Montez is a fastball that just misses outside. So the 4th hitting left fielder is ahead in the count now, 2-1. Rendon working from the belt. Checks the runner at second. Deals. This ball is hit to left field. Underneath it is Castillo, and he's going to make the catch. And the ball game is over. So the Mat-Su Miners drop game 1 of this doubleheader to the Anchorage Bucs by a final score of 3-2. We'll have a quick break here, and game 2 scheduled to start at 7 o'clock. The Anchorage Bucs improve to 2-1, while the Mat-Su Miners fall to 1-2. As mentioned, the players will get a little bit of a break here, and coming up shortly, we'll have game 2 of this doubleheader between the Bucs and the Miners. Alongside Nick Velan, this has been Brandon Monty. We thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you in just a little bit for game 2 of this doubleheader.